The Pool Guy Podcast Show. The Pool Guy Podcast Show. The Pool Guy Podcast Show. Yeah!
Hi, and welcome to the Pool Guy Podcast Show. In this podcast, I'm going to talk to you about what I'm currently carrying in my pool truck. I did this one about a year ago, and I'm going to go ahead and give you an update on some new equipment that I've been using on my route. And I'll be specifically talking about the cleaning equipment that I use on my pool route. This episode of the Pool Guy Podcast Show is brought to you by Jobber. Jobber is your business's command center. The easy-to-use app powers your sales, operations, and customer service all in one place. Go check them out at getjobber.com/im/pool to receive 20% off your first 6 months. So I'll start off talking about the various vacuum systems that I use on my pool route. Currently on my truck is the Riptide Vacuum System. This is a great vacuum system. It's very powerful, and they're always updating and making improvements. And the current one that I have on my truck features the cart with the new plug and power switch. It's very durable, and you're not going to find a better plug and switch than what's on the Riptide cart currently. They also recently updated the way you connect it to your pole. So they have a new steering knuckle pole connector that's very compact. I have a video that I'll probably put up on that. I just haven't had time to put it up, but I do have it on. It does show in a couple other videos that I filmed recently. So it's a great improvement for sure. So they're always doing something to the Riptide to make it a little bit better. They just redesigned how the bags lock on the top of it, so it's easier to get the bags off. One of the main beefs I think people had with it was, yes, the bags don't blow off, but the bags are hard to get on because you have to slip it over the rim there. I also have a Power Vac that I use on occasion. Right now it's in my garage, and I'm primarily using the Riptide just to keep testing it. Power Vac is well known and very reliable. They've been making the Power Vac for over 15 years. Can't go wrong with the Power Vac, and they're supposed to have a new shell coming out pretty soon. So the Power Vac would be a great choice also for a vacuum system. And I have that one. I really like it a lot. But again, I'm just using the Riptide just to make sure that it's working well. And a lot of guys in my coaching group use the Riptide. But to be honest with you, at this point, what I'm really using for a vacuum system is the bottom feeder. This thing works really great. It's compact. The whole unit weighs 12 pounds with the battery. And right now there's not a lot of heavy debris, so I'm not really using the Riptide as much as the bottom feeder. I like the bottom feeder. It's very compact. I guess the only drawback with the bottom feeder is that even though the battery is fully submersible and makes it really lightweight, the battery lasts for about 2 hours. So if you live in an area, or if you service an area where you have a lot of heavy leaf debris and you're using your vacuum system for hours every day, the bottom feeder probably wouldn't work for you. But in the area like California, Los Angeles area, where you're not going to have a lot of heavy debris all the time, the bottom feeder is perfect. You just drop it in the pool, turn it on, plug it in, and you're off. There's no cords or anything like that. And with the battery and the head of the cleaner, it just weighs 12 pounds. So it's very easy to carry back there with your tote, or some guys carry it back with their T-Dula service cart. Whichever way you want to do it, to get it back there, it's just so convenient to use that primarily when I don't have a lot of heavy debris, like the Santa Ana winds are blowing, or there's not a lot of debris falling in, like in the beginning of spring, the bottom feeder is actually a perfect vacuum system. And if you join my coaching group, you can get $200 off the bottom feeder. And the bottom feeder also features a 20 micron cartridge that you can put on top. And it's a great way to vacuum dirt out of a pool. And I think, the system itself, the fact that it's so compact, makes it a real winner, and it makes it an everyday vacuum system for me, because I can just carry it back there to every account that I need it at. So, those are the vacuum systems that I'm currently using. The Riptide, I have the Power Vac in my garage right now, and I have the bottom feeder that I have been using a lot right now because the pools aren't trash with heavy debris. And with that said, the bottom feeder does work well with pools with heavy debris. It just has an 18-pound thrust motor versus a Riptide and Power Vac that have a 30-pound thrust motor. So there is a slight power downgrade. One of the things I noticed about the bottom feeder, though, is that the blade is on the bottom. So it doesn't have any problems with pine leaves and other things like that normally would twist up and stop the Power Vac and the Riptide. Since the blade is on the bottom, everything gets sucked up past the blade and doesn't stop the bottom feeder. So one advantage over the other ones, I know that when I'm using the Riptide and there's a lot of long stringy debris, it tends to wrap itself around the propeller and stop the Riptide. Not so with the bottom feeder. So you may want to look at it. It's not a bad vacuum system at all. It's just smaller and less powerful. And like I said, I've been using it primarily now because of the season. Also in my garage right now is the Advantage Porta Vac. This is the portable filtration system. It has a 150 square foot cartridge on top. It's got a 1.5 horsepower pump, and it's on a dolly, and they have the impeller throttle down so that it doesn't produce more than 12 amps, so it doesn't blow the GFI when you plug it in, or more than 15 amps, I think. So it's really great to have this. It attaches to the T-Dula hitch. If you have a T-Dula cart, the Porta Vac will fit right onto the hitch, same hitch that they use for that. Advantage also makes carts or service carts for your vacuum hose, and the hitch also works with the Porta Vac. I like this for when, usually in the Santa Ana wind season, I have a few accounts that get a lot of dirt that blows into the pool, so I don't want to use the customer's system. I'll take this back with me, plug it in, hook up my vacuum to the front of the pump, and put everything into the cartridge filter, and away I go. So it's a great tool to have. If you call Advantage and you tell them that you're in the service industry, they'll actually sell it to you for wholesale pricing, which is I think $9.99 right now, so you can pick that up. If you don't live in California, the Los Angeles, Orange County area, they will ship it to you out of state. I believe the freight charge is $2.50. Sometimes they'll have it at one of their partner companies or partner warehouses, and you can pick it up without paying the $250 freight charge. But I think it's really handy to have a portable pump and filter. The Mini Vac 2 is also another great choice. You can get that one through them at wholesale pricing for $700, but you can't connect it to the hitch on the back of the truck. You have to put it in the bed. So that's the advantage of the Porta Vac, and you really feel the power of that 1.5 horsepower pump. And with the 150 square foot cartridge filter, it makes cleaning up pools with a lot of dirt debris very easy. So it's a great tool to have, and definitely would recommend investing in a portable filter and pump. So let me talk about the pool pole that I'm currently using. And again, for testing purposes, and just to be honest, I really like the pole, so I'm using it a lot. It's the Primate carbon fiber pool pole. So I currently have all three of their models that I've been testing out. I have their 2X, which is their 8 by 16 foot pole. It's a great pole. I really like that size. And then the original one that I had was their 3X, which is a tri-pole, which has three sections that go out to from 6 feet to 15 feet 7 inches, which is also a great pole. And then I'm using the Primate 2X Beta, which is their skimming and small pool pole, which goes from 6 feet to a little under 11 feet. And this is actually my favorite pole. I was joking with the manufacturer that I'm going to just have nothing more than 8,000 gallon pools on my route or smaller, because I just love this pole. It weighs 1.5 pounds and it's very compact. I just put it in the back seat of my truck, and I really like this little small Primate 2X Beta pole. It's great. And the 2X and the 3X both weigh about a little over 2 pounds anyway themselves, so they're not super heavy. But I really like the 2X Beta because I have a lot of small pools on my route, and I have a lot of spas and water features, so it comes in super handy. So I've been using the 2X Beta, and I've been swapping it out with the 2X whenever I need a longer pole. And they also have an extension you can get with that will extend the pole out by 6 feet, or you can get the 8-foot extension. It just snaps onto the front of the pole. So a great pole. Again, I've been testing them out just for durability and to test out their lever lock to make sure everything's working. And I've also been using the Skimlight Snap Light pole. I've been testing that out for Skimlight. It's actually a really great pole. It's very similar to the power pole with the buttons that retract and extend the pole sections out. This particular one is the 3-piece version of that one. The model number of that pole is the 6317. It's a 6-foot to 17-foot pole, and it's a great product. It's just, of course, a little bit heavier than the Primate poles, but I think if you're looking for something for everyday use that's very durable and easy to use, Skimlight's always been the pole that I've used since I started, and the Skimlight Snaplight series poles are really great. They have an 8 by 16 foot Snaplight that kind of is a similar category to the Power pole, but this one here is a tri-pole, so I really like the tri-poles, and it's actually a really great pole to be using. I'm filming a secondary video on it where I compare it to the dually tri-pole, so that one should be out pretty soon, and that was my go-to pole for many years. I just like the tri-poles because it gives you that extra couple feet when you're vacuuming a pool, and it also collapses down to a smaller dimension. Since I have a smaller truck, well, it's not small, but the bed is. It's a Frontier 4-door truck, so the bed's not that big. It's only 5 feet. So a full 8-foot pole sticks out pretty far in the truck. So I really do like these compact tri-poles that fold down into 6 feet. So those are the current poles that I'm using on my truck. Of course, I have a Power pole that I carry also that's pretty standard, and I like the Power pole. It's a great pole too. So you can't go wrong by the Primate pole, of course, the Skimlight pole, and the Smart Company Power pole. I'm going to pause here for a second, and I mentioned Jobber at the beginning of the podcast, and I think if you have a service business of any kind, especially pool service, using an app like the Jobber app is a great way to make sure that nothing falls through the cracks. I think one of the things that happens when you're just using a paper and pencil or a pad, or even your cell phone to put notes in there, certain things are missed. So Jobber brings everything together. It also allows you to bill the customer partially up front for any kind of service, and also bill them when you finish service. So you can do everything out in the field without having to go back into your office to send an invoice out. It also reminds the customer that you're on your way for an appointment. So all the things that you would normally have to stop and do, the Jobber app actually does everything for you. This will save you time, money, and create a much smoother operating business. So let me talk about the leaf rakes that I carry in my truck. Of course, the Red Baron is my go-to leaf rake. I've been using it for years now. It's a great 20-inch wide, 20-inch deep leaf rake. I like the rag bag version, which is a material that you can flip inside out very easily, so I can dump out the debris, no problem. I just like the way the rag bag actually moves in the pool, and for me it's much easier to skim the bottom with it and the surface, so I'm partial to the rag bag version. And the Red Baron's very durable. It's well made. It's going to last you months out there in the field. If you're a homeowner purchasing the Red Baron, it's going to last you maybe 2 or 3 years at your pool, no problem. It's just very well made. I guess the only negative or knock I would have on the Red Baron is that the parts are very difficult to change. Speaking mainly of the leading edge, which is a red plastic rim around the whole frame of the net. It just, for me, it's virtually impossible to change that. You have to be the Incredible Hulk or Thor to get that thing on once you take it off. But the reason why they made it so stiff is to give it that durability and long lasting. So basically, when the leading edge does wear off from skimming the bottom of the pool, when I start to see the frame show through the metal, I just throw it away and get a new one. They last me about 3 months, maybe 4 months out here with everyday use. So, that's what I've been using mainly. However, since March, I've been testing out the Smart Company Piranha 2 net. I'm using the PA2-522. Again, that's the PA2-522 Piranha 2 net. You can actually find it on their website. Their website is kind of hard to find. I'll give you the website link so you can actually see this net. I think it's a great net. Their website is www.thesmartcompany.pro. Again, that's thesmartcompany.pro. And then you'll see their Piranha 2 nets. Usually the Pool Corp, it's SCP and Superior can order it for you. I'm not sure if they stock it. They don't sell any nets directly, so you kind of have to search for it. But I really like this net. I'm using the easy empty bag or quick flip or rag bag version, whatever the manufacturer calls it. So it's a white bag that turns inside out very easily like the Red Baron. I'm very partial to the rag bag type nets. And this one here I picked up in March at the pool show, and it's held up all the way for about 5 months now. The leading edge is starting to show some wear. What I like about it is that the black plastic on the frame of the leaf rake is super thick, and it goes a lot further down than the Red Baron. So when you're cleaning the bottom of a pool with it, you're going to wear it down, but it seems to be lasting a lot longer than the Red Baron. I also like the little 4-inch aluminum handle that it comes with, so it's easy to snap in and out of my pole. I never thought that the plastic Red Baron was a problem or a hindrance, but once I started using the Piranha 2 net, I realized that the aluminum connection or aluminum handle connects much easier and quicker, and it's actually lighter too. So all those go towards the Piranha 2 as making it an excellent leaf rake. I guess the only drawback with the one I have is 17 inches wide, which is not bad because it still picks up a lot of debris. I might have the 19-inch version. I'm not sure. I have to double check. They actually built the net for me at the pool show, but I haven't had a chance to go out there and measure it. But yeah, it's perfectly fine. 17 or 19 inches. It works great, and I think it's very durable. The bag is extremely durable, and it's lasted much longer than the Red Baron that I normally use for sure. So it's definitely a great option for a leaf rake, and compared to the Red Baron, I think it holds its ground pretty well. The Red Baron, of course, is bigger and deeper, but the Piranha 2 net, the lip of it lasts a lot longer. So there's pros and cons of both of them, but I may be just using the Piranha 2 moving forward because I really like that leaf rake. And then I'll touch on some of the WaterTech products that I use on my route. Currently I have the Precision 2.0. I'm actually testing out a new motor for them and a new battery chamber. Mine's already 2 years old and it was working perfectly fine, but I just put a new motor on there, and I have the sand silt bag in there, and this thing picks up everything: DE, algae dust, dirt. So I'm not manually vacuuming a pool very often, not hardly at all, because with the bottom feeder and Riptide and with the WaterTech Precision 2.0, there's no need for me to drop my manual vacuum in there. And plus a lot of my accounts have automatic cleaners in them, so I'm not manually vacuuming a lot of pools to begin with. So the Precision 2.0 definitely is a great vacuum. If you pick it up at the pool show, they'll give you a pretty good discount on it versus buying it at your supplier or buying it online. I think currently it's around $700 or $800 for that. So they'll give you a show pricing on it. You can even call the company or email WaterTech, and they may give you a special pricing on the unit if you ask them for it. I know they've done that for a couple guys in my group. I really think it's a great battery-operated vacuum. The battery lasts about an hour, and it comes with an extra battery that you can charge in your truck while you're driving. It comes with a charger for your vehicle, and I find it to be very durable. It's a great vacuum, except I guess the only drawback would be that if you're vacuuming steps or a shallow area, it needs to be submerged in the water, and it is a big unit, so it's kind of hard to vacuum the first top step, or if you're vacuuming something very shallow, you're going to have a problem with it because it needs to be submerged. So you really can't use it to vacuum out very small bodies of water or the top steps of the pool. Other than that, I use it for vacuuming complete pools. I use it for the spas. I kind of like the fixed head versus you can either have the fixed vacuum head, the plastic one that comes with it, or you can actually use a standard manual vacuum head. But I like the fixed vacuum head because it's easy for me to carry it back and forth without having to bother with the manual vacuum head. And I think the fixed head works really well. It's got a pretty good sized debris opening on there. And again, with the sand silt bag, it's going to pick up just about everything in the pool. So definitely would recommend one of their vacuums. If you don't want to spend the money for the Precision 2.0, definitely get the Volt FX8. It's larger than their standard vacuum, not as big as the Precision. It's very powerful, very durable and long lasting. Almost all of their new units have the charging port that's water sealed, so you don't have to actually access the battery compartment to charge it anymore, which will make these things last a lot longer. And I definitely recommend picking one up because it will make vacuuming spas and spot vacuuming a pool a lot easier for you And I have the Hydro 500. I just got this one. It's their newest version. It's got a cone inside there versus a debris bag, and it's really a great little vacuum too. I've been using it for my spas on my route, and it picks up dirt really well, sand, and of course leaf debris. And you can check that out also. It's I think it's where they're going with their future cleaners, with the cone versus the bag. And it also has a water sealed charging area, so you don't have to open up anything on the cleaner to charge it. I think any WaterTech product, from the Pool Blaster Max to the Volt to the Precision, the Hydro 500. I was using the Pulse before this one. I think these are all great ways to spot vacuum a pool and to vacuum a spa. If you're using a spa wand to do that, I definitely would say put that on in your garage and pick up a WaterTech battery operated cleaner. They're just a great way to speed up your day out there. I mentioned I don't manually vacuum pools very often. I don't even have my service cart connected to my truck right now. My T-Dula cart is sitting in the backyard. And I don't even carry my manual vacuum hose with me anymore. With the bottom feeder 20 micron cartridge, and with the bags that I use on the bottom feeder, and with the WaterTech Precision 2.0, plus my pools have cleaners in them. A lot of them have cleaners. I'm not really manually vacuuming any pools currently. In the wintertime, yes, I'll probably have to put the manual vacuum back on the truck because pools will get dirty from the winds and from the rain. But right now, I don't even carry the vacuum hose. And when I do carry it, I use the smooth bore vacuum hose, and I use the Pentair Pro Vac. Again, you can probably get away if you have a vacuum system and a WaterTech device without having to manually vacuum a lot of pools. So it's great. It saves me a lot of time out there. And to be honest with you, I really hate manually vacuuming a pool. I got to submerge the 50-foot hose or 35-foot hose. And then I got to actually go back and forth with the vacuum, which is lugubrious depending on the customer's pool equipment. And I just definitely would recommend getting an alternate when you can afford it, which is a vacuum system. You can use that on almost all the pools. And any dirt that's left behind, you really can't see with the vacuum system. And I'll touch on the brushes I'm using. I picked up a brush at Pool Corp at Superior just to test it out. It was their brand brush. It lasted about a month, so I went back to the Sweep Ease brush that I've been using. And I'll alternately test more brushes, but the Sweep Ease seems to be the best brush for me. They're very durable and long-lasting. I haven't broken one yet. Like I said, the Superior version or Pool Corp brush broke within a month. The screw came out too, so very inferior quality. And the Sweep Ease brush is probably the best. It actually is specially designed to give you more force as you're brushing. So you'll find, once you start using it, you'll like it. Some of the guys in the group complain about it wearing out. For me, I think it lasts a very long time. I haven't had any problems with the brush wearing out quickly. But if it wears out in 4 months, they're only like $25 or something. And just get a new one, because they are the best. They're well made. They don't snap on you, and I like how it clips in. The clip is really nice to put it into the pole. So that's a look at what I'm currently carrying on my pool truck. I hope you found that helpful in picking out your equipment for the following upcoming season. And if you're a homeowner looking for more resources to take care of your pool, definitely check out my website, swimmingpoollearning.com. I have a lot of helpful web pages there. I also have a link to an ebook that I have for $9.99. So check that out at swimmingpoollearning.com. And if you're in the pool service industry and you need more help with your pool route, if you're starting out or if you've been doing this for a few years, you may want to consider my coaching program. I have a lot of great benefits in there, a lot of great discounts that are offered once you join. And you can also text me in real time, and you can call me in real time for as little as $10 per month. If you get the discount on the liability insurance, it'll pretty much cover your membership fee. So it's definitely worth checking out. You can learn more about my coaching program at poolguycoaching.com. Thanks for listening to this podcast. Have a great rest of your week, and God bless. InyoPools.com has been helping pool owners find the right pool parts since 2001. With over 50,000 pool parts in stock, order online today and have the parts delivered right to your door. Jobber is your business's command center. The easy-to-use app powers your sales, operations, and customer service all in one place. Check the description below to save 20% off your first 6 months.